Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered how those tiny twinkling stars actually got there? Or maybe you've watched a little bug crawling across the ground and asked yourself exactly where it was going. A long time ago, a little boy named Albert Einstein wondered about those exact same things. Albert had messy, wild hair and a big smile. He didn't talk very much when he was tiny, but he was always watching, he was always listening, and always thinking. When Albert was just 5 years old, he got sick and had to stay in bed. To cheer him up, his dad gave him a special little present, a pocket compass. A compass looks a bit like a tiny clock, but instead of telling time, it has a little metal needle inside that always points to the north. It doesn't matter which way you turn it in your hands, that needle stays completely locked in place. Albert turned the compass to the left. The needle moved. He turned it to the right. It moved again. He realized there was a hidden force, something like invisible magic hands, reaching through the glass and guiding that needle. Seeing that little needle spin was a puzzle that stayed with Albert as he grew up. It showed him that the world is full of invisible rules, and it sparked a curiosity that eventually led him to spend his life trying to understand them. When Albert grew up, he didn't go to work in a loud room filled with big machines. Instead, his main workspace was entirely inside his imagination. He would close his eyes and picture wild, colorful ideas. He once asked himself, what would happen if I could ride on a beam of light like a skateboard? He pictured himself zooming incredibly fast, right next to that glowing light, and he imagined reaching out his hand to touch it. By imagining getting right up close to the light, Albert wondered if it was actually as smooth as it looked. Eventually, he used math to prove that a beam of light isn't a solid line at all, but is made of billions of tiny, microscopic pieces. He called these pieces microscopic packets of energy. They are like individual pulses of power that travel so fast they look like one single steady glow to our eyes. By treating his mind like a playground, Albert was able to take massive, invisible forces and break them down into simple pieces that anyone can picture. Let's try another one of his playground ideas. Picture a giant, soft trampoline floating in space. Now, imagine someone gently places a heavy bowling ball right into the middle of it. Because the bowling ball is heavy, it stretches the fabric down, creating a big, deep dent in the center of the trampoline. If you were to roll a smaller marble onto that same trampoline, it wouldn't roll straight across. Instead, it would curve and circle right around the deep dip created by the heavier ball. Albert explained that real space works exactly like that trampoline. Massive objects like the sun are so heavy that they actually bend the empty space around them. This bending of space is gravity. It creates a giant dip that keeps smaller objects, like the Earth and the Moon, safely trapped rolling in a continuous circle around the sun. Figuring out the rules of the universe wasn't always easy. Albert got stuck on these puzzles all the time. He made a lot of mistakes, and he got frustrated, just like anyone else would when facing a difficult problem. But he had a special trick. Whenever his math wasn't working out, he would pick up his violin and play beautiful music. The music helped his brain relax, creating quiet space for new ideas to flow in. He always believed that making mistakes is a required part of being a scientist. It simply means you are trying something new. And sometimes, stepping away to do something you love is exactly what you need to solve a hard problem. Albert Einstein grew up to become one of the most famous scientists in history. The science he figured out inside his imagination helps make the world you live in today. His ideas are used to make TV screens work, to make lasers possible, and to help the maps on your parents' phones find the way to the grocery store. He didn't succeed simply by having the smartest brain. He succeeded because he never, ever stopped asking questions. Science is a giant adventure. Every single time you ask a question like, why is the sky blue? Or how do birds fly? You are practicing the same curiosity that led Albert to his biggest discoveries. So keep your eyes open, use your imagination, and never stop wondering about our amazing universe. Maybe one day, you will discover its next brand new secret.